Today, I'm sitting down with Michelle Edwards from Valley Professional Health Center, and we're going to talk a little bit about addiction. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Ashley?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you so much for being here. Can you tell me a little bit about Valley Professionals?
Yes, Valley Professionals is a community health center. We're a federally qualified health center, and we offer integrated health care for patients that need support with healthcare needs, but then they might also have behavioral health needs. We have chiropractic, dentistry, several different options for patients that are really wanting that integrative healthcare approach.
Right, and so today on the show, we're talking about addiction. So how might someone know if they have a problem and any signs that they should look out for?
A lot of it is self-observation. So sometimes, individuals are looking at, like, what's not working for them. So they might notice things like the behavior not doing healthy things for them. Maybe it's causing some issues with their work, possibly their family. And so a good question that they can ask themselves is, like, what specifically is this behavior doing? Is it causing me problems in my life? Is it something that I could change if I wanted to? Also, is it harming myself or people I love or others? And then, if I'm ready to change, can I change? So it's really about self-observation. A lot of people know that something's not working for them. And so maybe it's just that slight questioning that gets them, in that state for readiness for change.
Yeah, and we hear people say all the time, I feel like the kind of slogan for addiction is, I can quit whenever I want to.
Yes.
But what should they do when you finally make the decision that you want to stop using or, just being addicted to anything? What's the first step that they need to take?
The first step, often I will tell people, is to find an accountability partner. So find somebody that, can help you with the change process, and then understand what it is that you want to change. So, some individuals are ready to dive in and just stop using. So then, they might have conversations with themselves about that. I think one thing that's really great for people is to kind of like keep your eye on the prize, write your goals somewhere that you're going to see every single day. So sometimes people want to change for themselves. Sometimes they want to change for others. It's important to want to change for yourself, but sometimes that's not where people start.
Right.
So I think, the accountability partner can be someone that is, a doctor, a sponsor. Specifically, some people with addiction, they don't have, people in their life like they did before. And it may be because of that addictive behavior.
Yeah.
So a doctor's a great place to start. Getting a therapist, someone that you can call when needed. I think, 12-step meetings can be great for individuals too, even to just hear from others, like how they're making steps towards change. Peer recovery support specialists, I think, are amazing, and we're doing so much more with peer recovery in Indiana, and so I think that can be super awesome too. But I think the best option, in my opinion, is to, not just have one person, but often a team. And so that's why I like integrated healthcare, because it's not just the therapist, it's the doctor, and it's everybody working with that person to help them with their goals.
Absolutely. And you guys probably take the approach to where someone wouldn't feel like ganged up on. And I think that's probably really important when they make that decision for themselves that they want to change. And so having a variety of people hold them accountable doesn't feel so much like they have so much pressure, or, like I said, like they're being ganged up on. I know that that's kind of a common,
Absolutely.
Misconception.
Yes, definitely. It has to be the person's decision. So no matter how much, even as like a family member, you want it for someone, they have to also want it for themselves. And so making that decision to change, that goes back to that self-observation and kind of knowing that something isn't working and really looking at things that aren't working for them. And that can help a lot with that change process.
And I really like what you said about writing things down, because it's kind of like a vision board for your addiction, right?
Absolutely. And I think it's a good reminder, because there's going to be times that you don't want to change. There's going to be times when it gets really difficult, and it's easy to go back into addictive behavior. So I'm going to say it's too hard.
Yeah, and what should someone do when they find themselves fighting those cravings and challenges and just want to go back to using?
One of the first things to do is, if you fight it every single day, don't use, because that will trigger that brain to start thinking addictively. And addiction in many ways, you know, it's a change process, but it's a loss. Somebody, it's been their friend, even though that can be really like hard to understand for the non-addicted person. But you're making that decision to honor your goal of change instead of honor the addiction. And so, you know, repeating to yourself too, for those that are wanting to change, that you are worth it. Oftentimes there's a lot of shame in addictive behaviors and, you know, legal issues, different things like that. And so people can feel really small whenever they're working towards changing their behaviors. And I think that can be just really difficult. So fighting that and identifying your strengths. You know, you're more than addiction. And I try to constantly tell people that.
Absolutely.
But also, you know, trying to do new and healthy things, doing things that don't remind you of the addiction, exploring things. I think education is like a super important part of recovery, and so learning new things that work better for you. Also, talking to somebody from your care team, so using your team members. Oftentimes people won't want to make that call, or maybe they relapsed or had a lapse and they don't want to call. We are here for you, and that's what I always tell individuals. It's better to talk through it and use every relapse, every lapse as an opportunity for learning, because that'll help you grow in your recovery when you understand what those patterns were.
Yeah. I think even taking addiction out of the equation, I think just we as people underestimate how much just talking about any problem that you have or anything that you have going on in your life can really make a difference.
Absolutely. And this year, I think for many of us, you know, even in healthcare, we have struggled. It's been one of those years.
Yes.
We've had to adapt and adjust so many different things. And I think not talking about it and stuffing it somewhere, you know, that's oftentimes what leads to addictive behaviors. We've seen several, you know, relapses through this year, through COVID. Increases in use across the board. I think those that are addicted or not, I know I've read some reports on alcohol sales being quite elevated. So I think addiction is out there, and oftentimes people are so embarrassed to go talk about it. And I think the more we talk about any challenge that we're having, the easier it is to, you know, make that change.
Right, and not necessarily normalize it, but just let people know that you're not going through it alone.
Right. Absolutely. That's where that peer recovery comes in, that I think can be super helpful, because you talk to somebody and you can relate and connect. And oftentimes, you know, the system can be challenging and, you know, there can be roadblocks, but somebody that's been there can help with that navigation process. And so through Valley, we also have case managers that, you know, can help someone kind of know where is the sober living at, where is this at. And so I love our Valley Professionals Addiction team. You know, we do a lot to help people like make those transitions.
Yeah, that's so important. And I know you said earlier you think that your personal suggestion would be to have a team around you to help you. What's one question before we wrap up that you would give, one question that you would say is the most important that someone should ask themselves before going through all the steps to eventually reach recovery?
I think, where do you want to see yourself? You know, where do you want to see your life going? Because I think with addiction, it's so easy to be, you know, in that like immediate gratification, but oftentimes that only leads you to that one day of using and then the next day. And so it can be different, and I want people to know that. Like, it can be so much better. And I've seen it happen with people, and it's amazing, and they go after the lives they want. So
yeah. It all starts with the baby steps.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here, Michelle. I had a great time talking to you.
Absolutely.
I hope that this talk helps people, you know, with their struggles and any kind of addiction that they might be facing. But can you tell my audience where they can go for more information on Valley Professionals?
Yes, definitely. And our website is valleyprohealth.org. And if you are interested in any of our Valley addiction programs, you can call any of our offices and get more information, and we'll be glad to help you navigate that process.
Thank you so much. Guys, stay right there. We will be right back with more Good Day Live.